Hello. Today, in this presentation, I'm going to discuss about the advanced topics in computer science. I'll start with the design phase, the types of the functional requirement phases which we follow, and then the design phase, then the team organizational structures, and then the deployment and then maintenance. We'll go through and see all the best practices that need to be followed in these phases. Let's start. Uh, let's start with the requirement analysis phase, wherein there will be the four phases in it: requirements gathering phase, requirement analysis phase, uh, requirement specifications, and all these specifications are turned into a software requirement structure documentation. And this is required to minimize the gap between the customer's requirement and the customer's delivered product. As you can see in the right side of the presentation, there is the first page shows the requirement that the customer needs. The customer explains that way, but the customer actually doesn't need that. The customer needs the rightmost, the bottom right thing of it. If you can see, this is what the customer needs. uh, this is what he explains, and this is the phases that we need to follow, but we follow it wrong in a wrong way and end up uh, in another with another deliverable. And coming to the analysis, requirement analysis, there are two types of requirements: the functional requirement and the non-functional requirement. The functional requirements, there is a high level function that takes the inputs and gives the outputs. This is more of this is more of a kind of a business function, that uh, business requirement that a customer explains. Uh, Coming to the non-functional requirements, failing in the functional requirement is also not desirable but can be manageable. Even if it fails, it has an effect on the functional aspect of the software application. But failing in the non-functional requirements, the non-functional requirements there are many kinds of non-functional requirements. There are the product requirement, the organizational requirement, external requirement. In the external requirement comes the privacy and security. If this is compromised, compromised, it cannot be desirable and it cannot be acceptable by any customer. So these non-functional requirements has to be given an high most importance. And failing to achieve these non-functional requirements uh, uh, leads to the business critical system failures, like the customer accounting systems in the banking system failure, and the mission critical systems, wherein the software applications which are used in the spacecrafts and space shuttles. Why is this requirement analysis needed? Uh, let's see. The failure in following all these requirement analysis phases, or failure in doing this, may lead to the failure of the systems. These are the real life examples where the cyber attack on India's largest nuclear power plant was confirmed. There's an other thing where the Denver International Airport baggage system was delayed because of the poor requirement analysis. The virtual case filing system of the FBI when in 2000 between 2000 and 2005 was also not successful because of the failure in the incomplete and inadequate and so poorly designed because of the requirement analysis. There is a Qantas, Australian national airlines cancelled 40 million jet products. Let's see the aspects to be considered during the design. Let's see the design things. What how the product should be. The product should be compatible. The design product should be compatible. Extensible modularity is one of the aspect that it has to have. Fault tolerance, maintainability, reusability, reliability, robustness, security, usability, performance, and portability. These are all the design aspects that need to be followed. And coming to the design tools, these are the design tools that are used for the UML designing. Mm, how Coming to how a software personnel learns new skills. in the when he is in tenure of his service, he has some time, and in the continuous rapidly growing technology, he needs to reskill his abilities. There were many mediums to learn, like the books, the online webinars, or the websites, etc. But now there are the online mm, tutoring sites. Those are the Udemy, Udacity, Kaggle, GitHub. GitHub is a version used to deploy our work, but yes, it helps us to learn. And W3 Schools is the good old thing, but which is really helpful in learning the new skills. This is how the personal skills of a software person can be developed. And coming to this team organization, there are different types of team organizations that can be followed. And here you can see the manager thinking of the skill set that he have, and having the requirements in the previous slides, having the requirements, having decided about the design phases. Now he has to organize his team. Here comes the team organization, the functional teams. There are different kinds of teams: the functional team, the cross-functional teams, and the collaboration and distribution development, and the hybrid structures. And in the technological teams, there are the matrix team, product team, self-managed product teams. These are the types of functional require. And coming to the functional teams, a functional team is a group of people with a common functional expertise working towards the shared objective. It's like the functional group 1, the functional group 2, and the functional group 3 has it has a similar functional group. If it is a web development thing, there will be web developer, and web developer, and comes a different hierarchy, the web developing manager. And in the mobile development, it goes on. And the, uh, these are the different functional groups of the different projects. Cross-functional product teams. The cross-functional team is a group of people with different functional expertise working towards a common goal. There could be the UX developer, the business, and the business person, and the developer again, and the tester. All these collaboratively forms are included during the process in the team organization, in the cross-functional team organization. We say that a team is cross-functional, but each team member can preferably play multiple roles. Uh, in the development phase, he can be a developer, and in the testing phase, he can even test it. Uh, and coming to the benefits of the cross-functional team, it can improve coordination across functional areas, increase innovation in product and processes, and there are different types. And coming to and saying that a person can do the multiple roles, what his skill set should be. His skill set should be of a T-shaped profile, wherein he should have the broader knowledge on many things, and a in-depth knowledge of a single thing which he is being expertised in. Uh, Coming to the collocation and distributed development, mm, the, the, today they are using the distributed development approach. Previously, they used to use the collocation thing, wherein every employee and most of the employees are in a single location, thinking that it would improve the coordination. But now, with the technological improvement, at each and every point, they they come on a single platform. They come onto a single platform to discuss the project issues. Uh, some advantages of the virtual teams are like this: the skill resources, reduced costs, reduced travel, no relocation expenses, and few other things. Coming to the types of organizational structure used in IT industry today, many companies have moved on to the functional structure, and these are the aspects that the company follow: the technology aspect, the opportunism, the excellence, the trust, and the no border thing. uh, Keeping all these in view, they go to the virtual teams, make a list of required skills, and general list of employees who possess those skills. And the software organizational structure, the one person organizational structure. The most common corporate purposes for one-person organized structure is that they carry out maintenance and small enhancements to the legacy software applications. Um, these are typically the single projects that every person do. Every single task is considered to be a project, like the plugins or the enhancements for the existing software applications. The one person software project, yes, it is possible because you can see the person here. He is a single person who had developed the enhancements for the Visual Studio or the Microsoft platform. There's another one who has contributed his part in the agiles and in different areas. Even this is a plugin thing, even this is the enhancement thing. But coming to this point, there are 50% of the Chrome extensions have less than 16 installations, just 16 installations. Everything is a copy and paste thing, which are of no use. Copy and paste things are of no use. There are 19,375 extensions with less than 10%. That is, the 10% have zero installations. Just they developed it, not developed it, just they copied it, pasted it, and they promoted themselves to be a developer, which is not. And then coming to the pair programming thing, the pair programming is widely followed in software industry today. There are different kinds of pair programming. Pair programming is a kind of peer programming, wherein a developers help each other to crack the codes, to help them develop their parts. There are the driver and navigation system, where you can see from this picture, wherein one single programmer types a program and the other helps him navigate things. And coming to the ping pong programming, wherein he comes with the solution, goes to the senior developer, helps him verifies it, and comes back and works on. These are some of the statistics wherein the programming time has been improved and the coding defects have been reduced with the pair programming. And the self-organizing agile teams are the most often used team organization structures. The IBM, Cisco, Microsoft, AT&T uses this kind of things. The self-organizing teams, there is no autonomy. It is an autonomous team, and there is no authority which could dictate the rules, which is undesirable in software industry. No one can dictate what a software professional has to do. And the team member here, the lead is, everyone is a lead in the software team, wherein in the development phase the developer takes the lead, and in the testing phase the tester takes the lead, and in the deployment phase the deployment manager takes the lead. There is nothing, there is no other thing that there are separate team leads and separate developers. And in the team software processing systems, first a person has to be a personal software process. A person has to have a complete understanding about the personal software processing. After that, we can form a team and then work together in a team. This is regarding the team software processing system, and this is used for the high size projects, the large size projects, not the small size projects. The small size projects use the agile methodology. And the hierarchical organization structure, this is the hierarchical organization structure of the Google. It has a different sectors: administrative, executive, and operational sectors, operational levels. And in this, there are the manager, the president, the vice president. This goes through the hierarchy. And here's the matrix organizational structure. The matrix organizational structure has the different kinds of professionals from different sectors, from different functional groups, to form a matrix. And these are highly desirable matrix structures. Matrix organization structures are highly desirable because they bring in the top quality of workers onto a single platform, onto a single project, to have a best outcome.